How do we make them culturally ready to step into the outside world? The same way we brought the international students culturally ready into the Indian world for education, right? So to me, I see what is needed to bring people in can be flipped and coordinated for helping people transition out and grow. But the right technology partner is mission critical. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, thank you. This is very, very important observation you raised. See, the India is having 37 crore youth population. This is one aspect. And people are having a lot of aspirations to go out and experience the world technologies as well as education that is available across on one thing. Second important thing is, as you said, the Indian education system is very, very affordable in terms of moderate cost and having the better knowledge as usual.
Come to unleash your inner Goldilocks, how to get it just right. Thank you so much for joining us for another insightful and engaging conversation. You may ask why we talk about Goldilocks and why this program is called Unleashing Your Inner Goldilocks. Life is full of choices, and how we make our choices and how we build our life and how we build our society, it's all about getting it just right. There are no right or wrong, good or bad. There are choices and consequences. Understanding those and making the optimal choice to mitigate the risk and keep moving forward is the very essence of life. Not making a choice is also a choice. So how do we choose wisely? How do we choose it just right so that we open up opportunities for ourselves without sabotaging the opportunity to do something more important and live our purpose is absolutely the key. And to have this very meaningful conversation with us is Dr. Narayana Reddy, all the way from India. Dr. Reddy, welcome to Unleash Your Inner Goldilocks.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, you have lived a life of service as an educator, as an entrepreneur, as an incubator of entrepreneurs. For more than 25, 30 years, you have served the community, the country of India, and you have been a source of knowledge and insight and startups. Talk to us a little bit about what got you started and what keeps you going in this life of service.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy to be part of this particular interaction. And the efforts that you're putting in are very, very appreciable. And you have the noble thoughts, and your thoughts and ideas are going to spread across the world. I'm sure that this sincere effort will bring a lot of change in the society. I'm extremely happy to be part of this particular podcast. I'd like to congratulate you for having identified the best and the experts in the field from across the world, and also sharing their thoughts on different subjects. And finally, that helps to unleashing the inner Goldilocks in this particular podcast. And I'm very, very happy to tell you that I have come a long way. I born in a remotest part of the country and getting educated and reached the highest level of education, doing a doctorate in the field of management education. And I realized over a period of my 35 years of experience as a teacher, as a researcher, and also as an administrator, and there is a need to bring the change in the society so that the society will get benefited from our experiences. And it is my passion. Actually, over a period of time, I understand that my passion is to bring the transformation among the young minds to develop and build a right career and also have impactful life. If you want to have a right career and impactful life, we need to have responsible citizens in the society, not only in the India and Asia, but across the world. I believe that unless the responsible people, contribute significantly to the society, there is no much meaning for our own life on this particular earth. With my broad experience in different parts of the country and the world, worked at almost about 4 or 5 institutions, I noticed that the younger generation needs proper guidance, and also they need to get exposure to varieties of challenges that the world is throwing and how they should overcome on these challenges that results in building a meaningful life on this particular earth. As an educator, I realized that one part is that the giving an opportunity for the youngsters and create a right path and ignite these people and inspire these people and also influence, because you have set inspire, ignite, and influence as the tagline to bring the change in the society. I also feel that I use it to encourage my students and also wherever I address the gathering, that urge. I always feel that people should have urge. Urge is the real energy that will inspire the people to achieve the impossible things in life. So that's why I focus on this particular area in developing the mindset of the people on one side. Other thing is that my passion is promote entrepreneurship, particularly in rural, semi-urban, and other parts of the society. Because uh, why I feel that this entrepreneurial oriented mindsets among the people is needed. See, life on the earth is very, very small, maybe about 60 to 80 years or so we live. But we must leave a mark and we must leave some type of legacy on this particular earth, even if we leave this world. But our thoughts and ideas must live among the people in the generations to come. That's why, in a humble way, I started yuktiacademy.com. Is a website through which I promote entrepreneurship, particularly in the informal sector, and bring out the success stories or even failure stories as the models for others to learn, and also consolidate and identify and present the business opportunities available for the people, not necessarily in the commercial sense, but what we are doing is also some type of entrepreneurial oriented effort. In that way, I am trying from my side as a passion that the bring some change, what little it may be, it can be among the younger generations and young minds inside the class and outside the class. And whatever we teach in the class, whatever we do in the form of a research, but that must be helpful to the people ultimately. That will create some type of strong impact and also it will be a gainful thing for the society at large. That's what
That
I.
that is such a beautiful way of looking at it and a beautiful way of building a life of service. I am so excited that the community is going to hear and understand and get to know your contributions and how things are done in India, right? And in the Indian culture, in the Indian way. So as we build on this conversation, Dr. Reddy, what are some of the challenges you're seeing in India, in the world of education? And having lived and worked in India, I understand there is so much desire and passion for learning.
Yeah.
How do you harness that and then translate that into employment and opportunities and growth and success?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's an interesting observation. The education sector in India is the third largest one, having almost 1,500 universities, 54,000 educational institutions, and almost a couple of crores. The students are going into the classrooms every morning. It is one of the biggest sector, and people at large realized that ultimately, compared to the last generation, the present generation, so their level of aspirations, their ideas about their children's and their future is very much promising. And therefore, what they're doing is everyone is going to the school now. This is a very positive thing. And second important thing, education has become a very mass movement in the country for the last 15, 20 years. As a result, we have established a number of universities and institutions where the central government and state governments in the country are facilitating as a regulator to provide the quality education in the country. No doubt, definitely the quality is increasing, and the people are also having a lot of knowledge-oriented courses that they are taking. And in the process, what challenge is that the nature of a teaching learning process is a little bit conventional. The type of research is also a little bit confined to the national boundaries. The curriculum development, another interesting task where we have to find that still it needs to be attended, and the quality research, impactful publications, and also make India as a destination for quality education. Some of these things are really uh, critical issues to evaluate and then bring out some change. In fact, the new education policy in the country recently uh, announced, and the 4 years old after the new education policy. And this new education policy is opening its windows not only to the institutions within and also institutions from outside the country. And I'm sure that with the given environment, the future is going to be a challenging on one side. But here, one thing is there. See, the type of enrollment at high school level and undergraduate level and also postgraduate level is increasing significantly. That will naturally affect the job market, actually. The type of jobs that are created are almost little bit vulnerable in the given national and international socio-economic environment. So job opportunities are not growing as we expected. Therefore, more competencies are required for the people to meet the job expectations. Therefore, the demand and supply of the workforce and job opportunities are not so even. Therefore, then opportunity is to have better entrepreneurial activities. Therefore, the governments are trying to provide the startup culture in the country for the last 9 years. Almost 7 lakh new startups initiated in the country, and also taking the benefit of the opportunity given by the government and the society in general, and they are creating enough job opportunities particularly in a self-employment form. So these are some of the things that we notice. Now, your point again, maybe the challenges wise, we need to bring the industry and business ready curriculum, and the teaching learning process must be more experiential oriented. Industry institution interaction must be the crux of the issue. In this process, I would like to mention one important point. There is a vast scope for internationalizing the Indian education on one side. For that, actually, it's not so easy to just internationalize Indian education, or education must get integrated with the internationally developing environment. I feel that there is a need to have a third-party interference in education, particularly to create the partnership orientation between the institutions in the country and also institutions across the world. That's what I would like to say.
That is so insightful, Dr. Reddy, because I am also in the education field while I'm in the industry, and I am seeing this evolving, not just in India, all over the world, right? I teach in the United States. I partner with my colleagues like you in India, in Cambodia, in Vietnam. So the trend we are seeing is in the United States, there is a massive decline in youth population. And the universities 10% of the universities are expected to close in the United States in the next 5 to 10 years. And US education is unaffordable to the American citizens, right? Now, flip the script. India's education would be extremely affordable to the American citizens, but it needs to be culturally ready, culturally assimilating, and understand the intersectionality of the East and the West. So how do we recruit? How do we build partnerships? How do we use technology to bring about this integration? Finding the right technology partner to do that integration becomes mission critical at the front end, and at the back end. Then as the Indian students graduate and leave, how do we make them culturally ready to step into the outside world? The same way we brought the international students culturally ready into the Indian world for education, right? So to me, I see what is needed to bring people in can be flipped and coordinated for helping people transition out and grow. But the right technology partner is mission critical. What are your thoughts about it?
Yeah, thank you. This is very, very important observation you raised. See, the India is having 37 crore youth population. This is one aspect. And people are having a lot of aspirations to go out and experience the world technologies as well as education that is available across on one thing. Second important thing is, as you said, the Indian education system is very, very affordable in terms of moderate cost and having the better knowledge as usual. And as you said that many universities in the western part may get closed because of lack of students, and India is able to fill that particular gap on one side. At the same time, the students in American or Western universities and Western countries also get an opportunity to visit India and explore the possibilities, wherein the Indian government is very, very serious in making its environment internationally friendly. Here comes the role of the match between both the dimensions, where the agencies, third-party agencies or facilitators who can identify the suitable institutions in both in India and the West, one aspect, and making that workable by integrating both in terms of the curriculum development on one side and the requirements of the industry and business on the other side. And here comes the agencies, the facilitators' role. And in this process, actually, the technology, as you mentioned, technology can be utilized more effectively because wherever it is not possible physically to have a direct interaction, the technology can be used effectively. And fortunately, the Indian government is open its approach to the technologies developed across the world and creating the right platforms for the institutions and also the partnering agencies to come in and play the active role. In fact, recently the Indian government opened to establish universities, foreign universities in India. Here, the agencies, the partnering agencies, they are playing a major role in bringing the both institution from the both the sides and to have a match between and also developing a new business model where the knowledge can be shared both the sides, technology can be utilized effectively, particularly the teaching learning resources online and offline with the help of technology. I am sure this is going to play a very, very positive role. And for example, agencies like the Cause Henry Inc. and many other organizations, they can come into the field and facilitate us to have a better environment for uh, having the learning experiences, and where the whatever the gap that are there, that we can fill that particular gap with the help of agencies like yours. And I would like to add a point that the accredited agencies also playing an important supporting role to have some commonalities between and among the institutions. That's what I would like to say.
Absolutely. And that's how we met, right? We met through the ACBSP.
Yes,
And
yes.
we are talking about how do we bring more credentialing programs into the Indian curriculum so that we can integrate and internationalize. So with that amazing insight, I am going to open this up for our live audience because I'm sure Susan, who has just joined us and been listening, has questions to get a deeper understanding. Go ahead, Susan.
Please.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, and apologies for coming on a little late. I was technologically challenged. But I appreciate the conversation, and it's extraordinary that, just such a brief time we have been able to do this cross-cultural collaboration, cross-continental collaboration. What do you find is the biggest challenge for professors now in adapting? Do you think that a challenge is adapting to online learning, or how do you think your institution has adapted to that? And what are the challenges there?
This is a very, very important issue. And I say it is a challenge before the professors who are all this time they have been teaching, adapting the conventional physical lecture-oriented teaching learning process actually. But over a period of time, the maybe thanks to COVID, we were forced to move online from offline environment. But initially, there were enough hiccups in adopting the technology. And as we know, the people in general, the faculty, the mindset of the faculty are such that they have been adapting regular traditional teaching methods, shifting from the traditional methods to online orientation. that is a really a challenging task. But quickly, the fortunate thing in India is India in general and Indians in particular and the faculty members in education institutions, they're very quick to adapt to the change. That's why India is surviving in terms of its cultural heritage and other things. So we adapt to the things quickly. As a result, what is happening, many and most of the faculty members changed their mindset and move forward to adopt the online mode in teaching learning process. And of course, we are evolving again the certain standards in the online teaching and also using the technologies in various forms in the teaching learning process. I'm very happy that some of the institutions in the country are adapting almost 20 to 25% of their regular courses are online now. Even Indian government, fortunately, allowed up to 40% of the courses can be taught online. Therefore, the Indian regulator is training the faculty how to be more effective and bring some excellence even in having online teaching learning process. So that is in fact, the question is very, very valid. And I'm happy that in the days to come, many more tools may be available to have effective teaching learning process online as well as using the technologies in the classroom where we can access the developments across the world.
Thank you so much for that question, Susan. And Dr. Reddy, once again, what a deeply, deeply concise and yet evolving answer, right? The world is evolving, and staying agile enough to evolve is going to be the key. So as we bring this to a close, it's amazing how 25 minutes just fly by. Yeah. What is the best way for people to get a hold of you? I will make sure they have your LinkedIn information when we release this. But is there any information about your school, any other contact information you want to share with our audience before we wrap this up?
Yeah, surely. See, I'm working as a Director General of iCBM, the School of Business Excellence. And our anybody can go to our website and they can straight away. Our website is very much promising and active, and we receive certain things very often. We bring some our admission process and teaching learning process, and also very, very different and contextual. Our institute is ACBSP accredited institute and also SACS accredited institute. So I invite the people to visit our website and try to know more and more about that particular institute. I am very happy that most of the institutions, particularly the significant number of institutions, are moving very fast and adapting to the new developments in the world and making our youngsters to embark on a mission to move forward and help the international face the international challenges.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Reddy. This has been a beautiful and yet very refreshing conversation. I am sure there is so much more to talk about, and we'll definitely be bringing you back for another conversation. But thank you so much for giving us your time, sharing your insights with our audience. We truly appreciate you. And to our audience, remember, education can be obtained from the right places anywhere in the world. Goldilocks is about getting things just right. So how do you and your family make sure you're getting the education just right for the price that is just right, in a quality that is just right, delivered to you using a technology that is just right? All of this is possible if we all come together and work together for a common cause. Because after all, All we're trying to do is build our life just right.
Yeah, I once again express my sincere thanks for inviting me to be the part of this particular Cause Henry podcast. And we together, actually, it's not just you are inviting me, or we are all part of this particular system. We all have to work for the better society, and we all must work for the equity in the society. And finally, we must have an excellent, satisfied life for everyone. But that is possible with the help of organizations like you. And your tagline will always will work as the urge. There's always feel that I urge is our energy to have a better life, and we have to live and create a better life for our next generation. For that, we are all working, and you have initiated a very good issues. And I'm sure that we can come together and move forward into the future in a positive way. Thank you very much.
Yeah.